Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Villagers. When we last left off, we had a nice little village getting started here. We're building up some iron. We're trying to collect all the stone that's just lying around on the island in the hopes of being able to build a bridge so we can actually get to at least one of the other islands. Preferably, I guess, this one.
Attention, villagers are attacked by wild animals.
What? Where? Oh no! Well, we can't have that. Wait, do I have a hunting lodge? I do not. That's probably the problem. How are there wolves on this island? Wait, is that a wolf? What is that? It's a bobcat or some kind. Oh god, it's coming after, Klaus. Or Klaus. Never did anything to deserve this. Anyway, we shouldn't have to worry too long about stuff like that. Because I figure, well, this island is not, like, once we develop this island, I imagine there's not going to be much wildlife left on it. And that thing's just kind of running around, minding its own business, mostly. Sort of. How are we doing as far as actual space goes? That's right, we have 0 room for people.
The building is finished.
Wow, that finished before the large house did? That's kind of annoying. How many, we have 3 workers, so I probably don't want to actually set anyone to be doing anything else yet. We have 2 children, 2 infants. Yeah, things are going kind of slow right now. Oh, apparently we actually have...
The building is finished.
Alright, let's, we'll turn the miners off for now, because apparently we've maxed out all the iron that we can hold, and we'll get some people hunting.
A merchant is visiting your village.
Wait, where are these wild animals coming from? Also, we can't do anything with the merchant yet, as we haven't built a warehouse. Which makes me think I should build a warehouse. Warehouse, there you are. Alright. Fortunately, it takes forever to get anything done, because we just don't have much population yet. 80 stone for a large bridge. You know, I'm starting to think I should have started on this island, because I could have built a regular-sized bridge to get here. And then we could have worried about the large bridge later. Ah, well. I mean, I thought this looked like the nicest of the islands, so that's what we're going with. I feel like I should maybe consider building another big house, just so we have the room. We are going to have more families eventually. But again, I really want to try, hopefully, get off this island. Make sure we're gathering everything. Oh, that's a wreckage of a boat. Gotcha. Oh, come on, don't just leave the stone lying around. Alright. I'm pretty sure there's enough enough stone on this island to actually get around to building that bridge. Where are the resources again? Also 30 stone, or 30 wood. Alright. Oh dear god. I feel like we're deforesting pretty fast here. Which kind of scares me just a little bit. We also have a lot of rabbits, so it should mean a lot of meat. Only 5 meat. Well, the important thing is we're getting there. Slowly. Yes. Oh, we've actually maxed out the fish we can store here, so we'll turn off the fisher for now. Get more people collecting that stone. You know what? We are going to build a warehouse, because I want the merchant to show up, because every time a merchant shows up, you get 10 gold.
A merchant is visiting your village.
Here. As he does it. Squeeze it in as much as possible. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, now we'll finally get some cash. Plus, it'll also be good in case we run out of food during the winter, because that would be kind of awful. Hopefully someone's moving this fish. Because if you just leave a whole bunch of fish lying around, it's going to stink, and it's just not going to be pleasant for anyone involved. At all. Alright, we've got little Timmy there. Well, we do have a fair amount of children, so things are going to grow moderately. Which is a good thing. I'm happy about this. It's all going to be great. Very, very great indeed. Oh, we almost have enough stone. Thank God. Now we just need the wood. Alrighty. Let's see here. Definitely going to want to build a sawmill. But the plan is we're going to expand over here. It also occurs to me, this is going to, like, because of how spread out things are, I'm probably going to have to think of doing things differently. Like, with different, I guess, town centers, as it were. Like, we'll definitely have to stagger warehouses, because otherwise it's going to be ridiculous trying to get people moving stuff. And given the fact this seems to be a natural forest, not to mention given how... what was that? Like something kind of just disappeared over here. But given how, like, given the angles of stuff here, like once we get some more wood, I want to kind of just test to see if I can place buildings here or not. Because I noticed that, like, there's some steep terrain, so that might interfere with placing buildings. If I had to guess. Alright, good. This is almost done. Finally get merchants showing up, which is
A merchant
always
is
good.
visiting your village.
Oh, there's a merchant right now. We're almost done. We just need someone to bring one more wood. Plus, we'll finally be able to store stuff. No, the merchant left. No one seems to be taking fish from here. They're just taking it from this place. That's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying indeed, since...
The building is finished.
Alright, good. Let's get some people...
A new baby
moving
was
stuff.
born.
Alrighty then. Well... I guess what I could do now is gather some wood. We're still gathering stone, that's something. Let's see here. 4 workers. Let's see. Hunters.
A new baby was born.
No, I'm gonna take one person off the hunting. And instead put them on warehousing. Just to hopefully get more stuff moving. Hopefully.
A merchant is
goody.
visiting your village.
We'll, slow down time here so we can set this up. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Actually, then again, do I really want to set it up over there? I guess I kind of have to, don't I? The narrowest place, it makes the most sense to put a bridge. There we go. Let's shrink that down just a little bit. I want this to look right. Alright, make it a little longer. Alright. It's gonna be a really, really long bridge. Which also makes me think we should probably build some more... We could probably afford to build some industry over here. Like, we could probably fit a farmhouse in here, right? I mean, it's pretty, well, sort of flat. Well, it's not really flat at all. But we could do something with it. And what kind of industry would we want to grow out here? Let's see. I mean, if nothing else, this could be
baby was born.
another source of forestry, maybe. Or a barn. But if we can, maybe some fields. Some growing going that way. This is the flattest island, so it might be the best for farming. But then again, this could be a good farming spot as well. We'll have to see. Anyway, let's speed time along here. How are we doing with our population? Our population is going pretty decently. And once we get the wood, we're going to build another large house, I think. Still focusing most of our stuff over here. I mean, until our population really grows, like, we're really only doing this so we can get access to more resources. And then, you know, same idea over here, where we'll use our regular small bridge to cross the gap. Oh, good. People are getting married. That's always a lovely sign. So my mouse seems to be, I don't know, reacting slowly today, which means either dying on me, which would be very unfortunate, or it could just... Oh, we have no free room anymore, so we actually do need to build some houses pretty ASAPly, I would say. Also probably going to want a sawmill. Get our wood production up and running at maximum efficiency. I do kind of wonder about this. Like what I'm doing as far as setting up the productivity of our town. Also, there's a merchant here, so we could probably buy something if we so chose. He does sell tools and vegetables. I mean, there's not really any benefit to having a variety of stuff. I don't even really know what tools do exactly. I mean, there's the logical assumption that they probably make more in the way of they make your guys who use them more effective, I would assume. But all I really need to do is just build a forge and I can make my own tools. But of course that does require actually acquiring more wood and more stuff. It's all very difficult. We'll get there eventually. Oh good, there we go. The warehousers are moving stuff. I'm going to actually... I thought I could fit one more guy in there. Apparently not. Let's actually look at the storage here. Let's see. Well, we're actually almost maxed out on storage for the time being, so that is a mild concern. Oh, there's a bit of stone I missed over there. There we go. Yeah. It's going to take forever for this bridge to be built, but we're in no real rush, so I'm not going to worry that much about it. We are very definitely, though, going to want to build some stuff over here. In fact, let's actually test into this. Like, yeah, we can't build houses here. We can build them here. The big test of how much of this land is actually usable is probably going to come from...
A new baby was born.
Can I fit a farmhouse in here? And I can build a farmhouse here, but would I be able to build the farms on this hill? Now, logically, one might think that seawater would not be very good for watering plants, but as I recall, they figured out a way to do that in Australia. There was like some really cool system where it's basically plants that can like really grow with seawater or like with salt water or water with a high concentration of salt in it could grow, and then it would like the water would get filtered through those crops and then go into crops that, you know, like just move down until you end up with basically pure water that is good for crops that, you know, can't. I'd say you know too much. But, I think you get what I'm going with that. I feel like my mind is just not forming the words necessary to actually say what I'm trying to say, but hopefully it's understandable.
Merchant is visiting your village.
Anyway, really cool stuff. And just goes to show, really, how you can... or how humanity just goes ahead and manipulates its environment to suit its needs. As it should be. I don't really want to place any houses over there just yet. Gonna maybe squeeze in some more. Nah, we don't want to go too close to the waterfront. Oh, wait. I made a terrible mistake. I recall at the end of last episode, I was going to build the warehouse here between these. Damn it. I could build a chapel. I could build a tavern there. That makes sense. I could build an inn there as well. That makes sense to some degree as well. People are coming in from the sea, so that would make... I like it. And we don't have a farm yet, so we can't produce grain, so we can't produce beer. This would be good if we wanted to hire some workers to get stuff going faster. Oh, you know what the heck. No, we should build more houses first. Houses are probably more important at this stage of the game. More houses. Let's see here. How close can I get you? Alright, there we go. Good enough. Alright, another house, more work. We should be able to get, like, with just what we have now, we should be able to probably feed our population in an okay fashion.
A new baby was born.
Probably. We do have a lot of children that are going to be growing up soon, so we do need more houses in a relatively fast fashion here. Might have been a good idea to invest in the sawmill, but I want to get houses up quickly, and then I'm going to, once we have enough housing for a while anyway. Oh yeah, I suppose I should consider supersizing some of these houses. But we'll get to that eventually, because eventually these small houses seem to end up kind of emptying out, as it were.
A new baby was born.
Oh, how is someone going without food? Like, what the hell? We have such a stockpile of food. How are you that hungry? Like, come on. There you go. What was your name? Klaus. You're an idiot, Klaus. Just need you to know that. Well, we're making progress. It's slow progress, but it is progress nonetheless. So I'm happy with it. I don't know why I'm leaving this area open. I'm probably going to put, like, a church in here or something. Eventually. Oh my.
A new baby was born.
It occurs to me perhaps I shouldn't have used all that stone too quickly. I mean, there's stone on the island we're building to, so I guess it's not overly a concern. Well, it's a bit of a concern. Let's not underestimate it. And we do have some stone just lying around here. And some more we can mine. A fair bit more we can mine.
The building is finished.
Oh wow, that house finished quickly. This is going to take forever to build. If I had to guess. Let's see, we have... You know what, I'm going to get someone mining again. Yeah. I hope I don't end up accidentally exploding the population a bit too quickly and then ending up getting everyone killed. Because that's happened to me several times in this game. It's awful. You end up hitting a point where your population is growing so fast and you just keep building houses and then you forget to actually keep the food surplus going because you just have a massive... That seems to be the problem I have with this game in general, is that I never seem to be able to find that balance point where I'm actually producing enough food for everybody. It's either I have a massive surplus of food, or I'm running a massive deficit.
A new baby was born.
I assume there eventually comes a point where you kind of just maximize the usage of the land, and then there's literally nothing else you can fit, so things will fall into a bit of a equilibrium. But it is kind of hard to say, really. Also, this is, yeah, because there's no one who lives here and there's no warehouses or anything, this is going to take forever to build. I'm okay with that, but it is going to be kind of slow for a while. In general, this game is kind of slow in the beginning. Once you have a lot of people, it eventually just... Like, there comes a point when you're around, I think, 60 people where
baby was born.
It really takes off. But until then, it is a bit slow getting started. Actually, I think we're starting to run into a deficit now, so I might want to get more people fishing. I don't know if that'll help. Like, we might need to do more than just get more people fishing. We might have to actually build more stuff to acquire food. A lot of rabbits. Where did that wild bobcat thing go? Apparently just decided to mess off. That's good of it. But anyway, yeah, we are also... I think a farmhouse is going to be important. But winter is coming, so... What, 47 trees destroyed during a storm. That's a thing? Where'd these trees get destroyed? In the ocean? Apparently. Anyway. Yeah. So how are we doing with population anyway? Let's see. We have room for one more family. And... yeah. And the big problem I have, well, at least in the early game, is I feel like you have to rush expansion. Because if you don't, all your people get old, and then you end up in a situation like that. Where everyone's old, no one's working, and things are pretty awful for everyone involved. Of course, we do have a fair amount of money, so we're not in the worst of situations here. I mean, we can buy food if we need to survive the winter. And I have been in situations like that where it's basically like you're right on the cusp of everyone starving to death and you're just barely buying enough food to just sort of satisfy people.
A new baby was born.
Yeah. So, we're definitely at a point where this stuff is probably not enough anymore. In fact, we might be just reaching an equilibrium point, but people are going to keep growing up and getting older if we don't, or if we keep building houses for
A
them.
merchant
so
is visiting your village.
that is an important thing to keep in mind. And another merchant, we're probably not going to be buying anything for a bit. I'm not overly concerned with any of this stuff. I'd rather save my money for an emergency. Just because. Keep things safe. However, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm a bit
new baby
sad
was born.
that bridge didn't get finished this time around. I'm going to turn you off. We don't need to keep mining right now. We have 4 workers. I wish we had more, but we don't, so that's it is what it is, really. And for the time being, we are, yeah, just not producing enough wood for me to be comfortable. I like having a massive wood stockpile. Unfortunately, it also seems there's not much demand from merchants most of the time. He's only willing to buy 22 wood. Which I guess that's nothing to sneeze at, but it does feel sometimes that like you get to a point where you're producing so much wood and the merchants just don't want to buy any of it. Because wood is basically the resource that you end up, that kind of ends up being, like, no matter what village you're running, I feel at the end of the day, wood ends up, or lumber as it were, ends up being your primary export because it's the only fully renewable resource in the game. I mean, fish is technically kind of infinite. But considering the fact you just plop a bunch of woodcutters lodges or forester lodges here and you can just grow wood and then you have a carpentry workshop and then that doubles your output of wood. And yeah, you end up with more wood than you could possibly ever need. So yeah, it's basically, wood is basically currency in this game. To me, anyway. And there's probably other things you can do. Like, considering the fact that we could just spam fishing huts around here, if we find merchants who are willing to buy fish, which surprisingly we aren't seeing any right now. Hopefully that changes. That's another thing. You're kind of at the mercy of RNGesus here, of whether or not you're going to get merchants that actually want to buy stuff you have to sell. And if you don't, well, then you're kind of screwed. You'd figure that merchants would eventually learn what your village is good for, like what they're producing a surplus of, and then they would come to your village specifically to buy certain things, but I don't think the economic system in this game is that advanced. It would be interesting, And maybe that might be something that eventually gets added in, so there's a somewhat deeper economic game. But I said we were going to wrap this episode up a while back, so I should probably actually do that before I ramble on forever. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.